and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the gregarious, the ever-faithful Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Yukon Suckit. So tonight I am broadcasting to you from my secret underground headquarters, and I am bringing to you a deck that I found over on Magic GG's traditional, standard, platinum, and mythic list of the week. This is one I'm calling AZORIUS Control. And I didn't get the control part into the name there, but we'll just have to take it on word from me. AZORIUS Control. So what does AZORIUS mean? AZORIUS means white and blue. What does control mean? It depends depending upon what colors you're playing. With blue, usually it means countering. That's usually what it means. Sometimes you can count bouncing as control as well. But countering is usually what blue's up to. When it's white control, usually it's board wipes or exiles, like Fateful Absence and Wandering Emperor. But we'll get to those in a little bit there. Usually not a whole lot of destroys, right? So, yeah, so that's what you're looking at there. And so we got a lot of countering and we got a lot of exiling of creatures going on. So, yeah, so I was out the Premium Mythic list. I was looking at it just came out today. And I was like, well, let's go see what we got. And I started going through it, and I found a number of decks I thought looked interesting. So I started playing them to see if they're worth making videos about. And the first couple, nope, they were not all that great. At least not who I was going up with. Maybe I'll go back and take a look at them later. But I was not doing so hot. It just didn't seem like they were great. I'll tell you what the big thing is it was lack of control. There's so many good decks out there that look great. But if they got zero control, then as soon as it's like you have to be incredibly fast, or else you just get spanked by anybody who has the littlest amount of control. And that's what I was seeing. And so then I ran across this deck, and it had control in it. So I'm like, all right, I'm tired of getting my butt kicked. Let's play some control. And I'm really excited. I love a good control deck. Usually, AZORIUS is not where it's at. Usually you're trying to play like Orzhov with the black-white, or maybe if you're doing like Dimir with the blue and black. But that's just, those are at. But trying to put blue and white together, why not? I guess so. It should work. They both have control. So here we go. Let's take a look at the cards in this. Then we'll take it out, see how well it does. We have at the low end, March of Otherworldly Light. I used to think this would probably be my favorite of these Marches of, but it's actually the black one I like the best, probably because it's more of a vampire spell. It does damage to a target creature. And then you gain that much life. In this one, you don't get anything out of the deal other than the fact that you're exiling something that your opponent's got. But you can exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment with mana value of X or less. And the nice thing about that is mana values are what they go into play with. No matter how big they get, they still only have that mana value. Yeah. The thing I just thought about was, have we ever had a situation in which cards could be played for, let's just say 3, but then they would have like a mana value of like 5? And I seem to remember a long time ago there were cards like that. And so that way, kind of like the way that when you have the, like these guys, you got the pilots that come out, where they're only 1/1s, but they can pilot vehicles as though their power were 2 greater, meaning that they can do 3s, right? Same kind of thing, where that would kind of protect you from things like this. If they had a mana value that was greater than what their actual mana value was. Anyways, this allows you to take out low end. The good thing is if you don't have the mana for it, you can sacrifice white cards you have. And for each one you sacrifice, that's 2x mana that you apply towards your ability to wipe things out. So in a pinch, it's got the ability to hit at a much higher level than it should. We have Fateful Absence, another example of white control. It costs you 2, destroy target creature or planeswalker. And, the deal is if you were to do this for black, it would cost you at least 4. And white costs you 2, but you have to give them a clue. And a clue means that they have to pay 2. They can sacrifice an artifact, but they get to draw an extra card. Oh, excuse me. Then we have Disdainful Stroke. Now, I really like this art. and I really like the way that the card feels. And it's just like, look, 2 mana, suck it. You try to put out something that's got a mana value of 4 or greater, nah, that's not going to happen. So this is what, counter spells seem like they should have been. What's great is just that it does both creatures and non-creature spells, and it's 4 or greater, because you know who I usually want to take out? Things with mana value of 4 or greater. So I love it. We got Jwari Disruption, counter target spell. Yay! If this controller has 1 extra mana. So it usually sucks. Just play this for the mana if you got it. The only reason you should play it for Jwari Disruption is if, you can sneak something in, just like they only have just enough mana to play with the R, and then you can do it, great. But plan on playing this for its mana. We got Negate. So where's that great counter spell cost again? A blue and gray. Counter target non-creature spell. So there's no backing out of it. You get to just do it. The big problem here is that it's non-creatures. In some decks, they have nothing but creatures. Other times, it's nothing but non-creatures for most time. I'm glad there's only 2, just because that's exactly the problem, is that you're never sure what you're going to run across. I mean, if you're playing best of 3, you can start to tailor it a little bit better. We don't have anything in the sideboard other than Legion Angels, and you'll see where that comes in later on. We got Reckoner Bankbuster. This is exactly the kind of card you want for this deck. It costs you just 2 to put out. It's kind of like a foretell at that price, right? And then, you can start crewing things up and then using it for its 4/4. Great, you could do that. But later, immediately, if you got 2 mana, you can tap it to remove a charge counter, because it comes out with 3 charge counters on it. When you remove a charge counter, you draw a card. And then as soon as you no longer have charge counter, so you draw a card and remove a charge counter. And then when there are no more charge counters on this artifact, you create a treasure token and a 1/1 pilot token, where this pilot basically is able to crew this particular artifact. So this guy's card draw. He's card draw. Plus you can use him for attack if you got a creature out that has a power of 3 or greater. And do we have power of 3 or greater? Not so far. We got Restoration of Eiganjo. This is some white ramp, because when you put them out, you get to get a plains out of your library and put it into your hand. So that means that if you haven't played anything yet, you could put a plains out at this turn, which means you could have, 3 mana, and then you could put, I guess the problem is you'd still be having to put it out at your fourth turn. On the second part of the saga, you get to discard a card, and when you do, return a target permanent card of mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Let's take a look at permanents we have that are 2 or less. Guess what? There's only one. It's Reckoner Bankbuster. That's it. Everything else is not a permanent. So that's the only guy. If he's in your graveyard, you can return him. Otherwise, more than likely, you're bringing back a land, or you're throwing a land away. So if you happen to have a Reckoner Bankbuster in your hand, that's great. You can throw him in the graveyard, have him return. It's a great little boomerang you could do to get something out there. There's just not a lot in this thing that's 2 and a permanent. Lastly, you get out a 3/4 Vigilant, and whenever it attacks or blocks, you create a 1/1 colorless spirit token. Okay, so the good thing about this guy is that he will put out, he's a great blocker, and he puts out other blockers. Even if he gets killed, he puts out yet another blocker. And what's cool is he's got a toughness of 3, which means that he can power the Reckoner Bankbuster if you wanted to have a 4/4 attacker or blocker ready to go. We got Niko Aris. Niko Aris, the Planeswalker. You only got 1 of them in there. And let's see what Niko does. Niko's, when he enters the battlefield, you create X shard tokens, whatever you can pump into them. +1, up to 1 target creature you control cannot be blocked this turn. Whenever that creature deals damage, this turn, return it to its owner's hand. Yeah, I'm not sure why you want to do that exactly, but all right. Otherwise, we got, I guess you could use it to get Hullbreaker Horror through or something, right? Let's see, Niko, -1, deals 2 damage to target tapped creature for each card you've drawn this turn. Okay. And lastly, create a shard token. All right. A shard token is 2, sacrifice this enchantment, sacrifice 1, then draw a card, or scry 1 and draw a card. Okay. So this guy's definitely got some blue stuff going on. Weird. We'll just have to see how he plays. I'm not. You don't ever see this guy getting played. You know, when he does come out, I don't even think I try to kill him half the time. We'll see. Maybe he's really useful here. All right, we got Legion Angel. Legion Angel, I'm so sorry we're going to see it go because it's one of my favorite angels. What's nice is that when one comes out, they all come out. And so in this case, we have 3 in the sideboard, and we got 1 in the hand. So if we manage to get it, we pay 4, we get it out, we pull 1 out of the sideboard, put it into our hand. And just keep doing that turn after turn after turn. 4/3 Flying Angels. Then we got Starnheim Unleashed. Let's see. So with Starnheim Unleashed, we can pay it for 4 to get a single angel out who is flying and vigilant. And then if you foretell this spell, you can pay 1 and then pay basically half X, which means for 3 mana total, you can have that single white angel. If you pay 5, you'll have 2 white angels. For 8, you would have 3 angels. So you just foretell it and then pay what you can when you can to get out what you want. It's a great, great card. Wandering Angel, aka the best white control we got out right now. Costs you 4 to put her out. She's a 3 for her loyalty. Because she has flash, you can play her on your opponent's turn, and on that turn that you play her, you're capable of using her loyalty abilities. Usually what you're going to be doing is waiting until attack, putting her out, and then using the -2 to exile target tapped creature where you gain 2 life. If you can help it, you want to do the -1, which puts out a samurai, which you can use that to block target attacking creature and killing it. In case it takes away 1 less of her loyalty points there. And later on, for +1, you can put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. It gains first strike until the end of the turn. So she's mostly about like sudden ninja kills kind of situation. But after that, those samurais with vigilance are pretty decent, and pumping them up with her other abilities is pretty decent still. It's not fantastic in any particular way. Her fantastic ability is usually wasted right off the bat. But once you get her back up to a 3 again, and she becomes extraordinarily dangerous for anything that taps when it attacks. If you can block it before it gets to her, it will be dead on the next turn. Memory Deluge. Okay, so we're using blue for its ability to go through your library looking for cards. When you first cast it, you get to take a look at the top 4 cards of your library. You put 2 of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library. It goes into your graveyard, at which point you have flashback where you can pay 7, and then you take a look at the top 7 cards of your library. You take 2 and put them into your hand. So that's pretty good. And we got 4 of those in here so that we can plow through our library as much as possible. We have 4 Doomskars. Doomskars are 5 to destroy all creatures. Plain and simple, right? Except for the thing that is that you can foretell it for 2, at which point it only costs you 3 to be able to destroy all creatures. So yeah, if you get these early, foretell. Keep them over on the side. That way they can't be forced to discard them. And then you can play them, wiping the board, allowing yourself all the time you need because these things are essentially tempo, right? We got 2 Farewells, which cost 6 mana, but they are incredible wipers there. You can choose 1 or more, which is exile all artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or graveyards. You can do any combination therein. You just can't take out like planeswalkers. You can't take those things out. Those things are going to sit around. That's one thing I wish you could also take out would be planeswalkers. Sucks when you can't. We got Emeria's Call, just one of them in here. This is a white land that comes into play tapped. If you pay 3 life, then it can come to play untapped. At which point, then if you're not going to use it for land, you can actually get the 7 mana. You can put out 2 4/4 white angel tokens with flying. And then all the rest of your non-angel creatures have indestructible until your next turn. Let's see, what would that be that would be non-angel that you have? You got some samurai. You got these weirdos over here, spirit tokens and box monks. You'd have pilots, I guess. That's about it. Still, it could be awesome. Could be awesome. Oh, also the Hullbreaker Horror, right? Yeah, there you go. So there's a bunch of stuff in here that's not angels that could totally benefit from it. Here's the Hullbreaker Horror. It costs 7, right? There's no way of getting to this thing early in this deck. There's no reanimation. There's very little mana ramp other than what you get from Restoration of Eiganjo. But even then, that's still on curve. You know, it doesn't put out extra mana or anything. So hopefully what you'll be doing is just playing, wiping the board, and then getting to where you can have 7 mana so you can put out the Hullbreaker Horror. And the good thing is that he is a 7/8. You can flash him in and he cannot be countered. So you can get in there just before the end of your opponent's turn. That way he's capable of attacking right off the bat. That's practical. That's like the blue version of haste right there. And then whenever you cast a spell, any spell, right? Hopefully not Doomskar, but yeah, even Doomskar, right? Then you can choose what you want to do. You can return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand. That basically means you can counter a spell as it's being played. It just, instead of it going to the graveyard, it goes back to the opponent's hand. And the other thing you can return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So that means you can bounce tokens back, which just kills them, or you can bounce it back to their hand. If it's non-token, you can bounce things back to your hand, such as Hullbreaker Horror. So like if you had the Hullbreaker Horror out and you wanted a Doomskar, you could do that. Because when you play Doomskar, you can use the effect from here to bounce this guy back to your hand, and then that would wipe out everybody else's left on the board. And then on the following turn, you can play Hullbreaker Horror again. So Hullbreaker Horror is the tricksy center of this Tootsie Pop, and hopefully you got what it takes to keep it all together there. So when it comes to the lands, we've got a single Cave of the Frost Dragon. We got 2 Hall of the Storm Dragon Giants. Well, I keep getting Dragon Giants, right? So that makes 3-man lands. We got this is the white Kamigawa land that does 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. More white control, essentially. We got blue control here. This returns target artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. And then we've got Field of Ruin, who will take out non-basic lands. Great thing about this is this will take out other people's man lands. That's what you're generally looking for there. We got some duels, and do we have any fast lands in here? Yes, we do. There's some blue, and here's some white. Very little amount, but there is some. There's a nice mixture of lands, nice mixture of cards. There's the other 3 Legion Angels in your sideboard. Let's go see how this deck works out. And we're playing against ashx, or ashx. X. All right, we got 3 lands, possibly 4. Let's keep it. We got a long way to go till we can play any of these spells. I got some foretelling I can do, though. Let's start with the white, just in case we have to go to it. This is a potential land. We'll probably just play that for the land. Well, I don't have any tapped. I'm going to say we don't have any blue yet for the Jwari Disruption. So that Doomskar is going to be my best friend here. I just got to wait a couple turns. All right, I'm going to go for the Doomskar. I'm going to cock that up. And we're done. Got to take some hits. I'm going to take like at least, 5 off of this? Because he's going to be throwing down some. I got a lot to pound through if I got to blow this away. He's only got 2 mana, though. That explains a lot. Okay, this guy's going to be throwing out a 3rd. Yes, wait, you can do it now. Oh, no, he needs more mana for that. Can I just pin that thing out of the way? Yeah, I could. Wait. Okay, so this will cost me 4, which is a lot. Fateful Absence is a lot less. Let's put this down like that. Let's screw him over this way. No mana for you. And a Fateful Absence. Yeah, slowed him down a little bit there. And there we go. All right, so Starnheim Unleashed. I can play that anytime. But I want to play Wandering Emperor, so let's just let it go. Oh, he's got a 3rd mana! Pow! All right. So he's still a little bit on the completely dumb side. I can't really put out anything that's going to help me. I guess I could put out the Angel now. Because I want to go into, I'm going to be wiping the board, and I'm not going to get anywhere if I waste my creatures. Now let's just do it. Oh, I guess I should have put out the Jwari Disruption as a land, just so I could try to use the Disdainful Stroke. He's not up to a point where he can do 3 mana, though, so I guess we're still a little safe. Vigilance, that's going to be hard for you, my friend. I mean, you can pump it up to 5. It'll kill it. Might have to sack it, man. Yeah, the Farewell's looking good, but I need 2 more mana. Doomskar is going to save me between here and there. Yeah, I'm going to be blowing. Don't worry. Yeah, the Angel's going to go. Oh, good. Give me a chance to take care of that. Let's go out with the blue for the moment. We'll play this game for a little bit. I have the ability to do Disdainful Strokes. There we go. Now try to put down something that costs you 4. No, apparently you're not going to do that. How dare you touch my Wandering Emperor? How dare you? Samurai! Well, I just can't do anything against these Neverwinter Dryads. They're a whole lot of nothing. That guy is a super jerk, though. Let's go and teach him what's what. All right, got him down to 14. We can farewell at any time. Wandering Emperor can hold up to the Neverwinter Dryad, except for the fact... Oh, good, I got Vigilance on the Samurai. That's cool. That's super cool. going to say, because Neverwinter Drag can get pumped up to 2. It's not a wolf, so it's not going to pick up the wolf at all. And another one. All right. Well, he's playing under the radar there, isn't he? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and... let's put out a Bankbuster. Well, that looks good. Down to 11. Those Vigilant Samurai are doing pretty awesome. Dude, if you wipe out my guys, I'm going to have no choice but to take out the Doomskar. Alright, that's fine. See you later. I guess I could have taken out that one never. I'm going to take him out anyway. It's no big deal. Boink. I just lost all my mana's gone here, so hopefully that wasn't a huge mistake on my part. And the big deal is he's just got green. You know, the most he could do is just slam out some, you know, double the amount of damage being dealt. That would be bad, but still that'd only be up to 6. And of course that's not great. I think we might just have to extend the game out further. The Doomskar will take care of this. Unfortunately, Doomskar will also take care of the Hullbreaker Horror. It'd be great to Disdainful Stroke. Huh. Bring back my, do something to bring back the Hullbreaker Horror before we wipe out the board. Yeah, no, I'm guessing that I'm going to have to just... yeah, that's a good one there. All right, let's just go in. I take it the 3/3 is going to jump in front of that one. Let's see. If I do this, the most he'll be able to do to me is 4. Whatever. I'm just going to put out the Samurai. All right, there we go. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out. You put your left foot in, then you shake it all about. I think a Neverwinter Drought is just about to fall in front of it on the sword here. He doesn't really have anything to do. I think he's starting to rope me. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to waste him, I think. All right, let's just get rid of all enchantments, all creatures, and done. Yep, let's bring it back to my hand. That sounds like a good idea. All right. That looks really, really good at this point. Now, let's see what these got to... There we go. Victory! Victory! All right, we're playing against Beefquake. Beefquake! All right, we got 3 mana and potentially a 4th. Let's see what we can do. Ugh. All right, I land. It's going to get us into the ability to start countering stuff. All right, let's go ahead and just chill out for a little bit here. Like, I have a feeling that we're not going to see too many of this category, but there will be this category. No snakes for you. All right. Taking a risk. I mean, we have the ability to negate, but he's playing Gruul. What kind of non-creatures he can be putting out? I guess that kind. That would have been cool to be able to smoke that. So if I do this, I can put out 2 angels on the next turn, potentially. And we can pop this on his turn to get the effect if I don't need to use the negate. And also the Disdainful Stroke is always on the table. Hello, this is the Disdainful Stroke Show. Your guest, Dr. Suckett. Sit back and relax. Think about your future. It's a peaceful place. Lots of sand and grooves in it. Tune in for the next show, ASMR with Dr. Suckett. Like that. Suck it! Mom. 1, 2. Jump in my Bankbuster, you angel. We're gonna go and break into a bank. Nice. Alright, I am out of mana at this point. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Unfortunately. I do got a couple of angels that are looking really good right now. Hopefully there's no, like, dragon is who I was worried about the most. Probably just choking back the Wandering Emperor. Chew it up. You gonna pump him? All right. My turn. What do I got? I need to not do anything other than just attack. All right, Wandering Emperor, I choose you. Eek. That Caretaker is so excellent. He's got the mana for it. You can put it on now. Disdainful Stroke will sure help a lot, though. Come on, Beefquake. Wonk. Wom. You know, I gotta watch out for that Den of the Bugbear. I hadn't even noticed it was up there. Yeah, he's got a lot of options here. If he's smart, he'd only pass in those two. He doesn't want to lose his template, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump in front of us. What I'm going to do. I guess I'm losing it to the template, though. Oh well. Let's do this while I have the opportunity. Let's see. Blue, blue, blue sounds like a really good opportunity. Actually, what do I got? I think I got lethal. With that dragon right there. He got 0 flying. There we go. Good game, good game. Victory! Alright, playing against Hate My Name. There we go. Hate My Name. And we got 3 mana, a couple negates. Let's keep it. This is a whole lot of nothing to start off with, but that makes it interesting. Slow. Fast. All right, I'm just playing these negates, hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't put any creatures out right now. Of course, I can always just wipe the board with the Doomskar later. There's the first creature that I cannot do anything about. Let's go ahead and put out this. At which point, we are done. We'll pop this, get rid of the cheap man land. Let's pull back another blue. All right, there is that. At which point, let's see, this thing is what? Ward, pay 3 life to be able to kill it. And it costs 3. I'd be left without the ability to do anything great. And we're done. I guess I could have... Well, I don't want to sack the Doomskar for it. Doomskar is my backup plan. My plan B. It's more my plan A at this point. All right, more Memory Deluge. All right, my turn. Let's see, we got 5, 6, 7 gets out Emeria's Call. I'll decline that. All right. I'll take it. It gives me the ability to negate. Let's just pop out the, whatever this thing's called here, the Sedgemoor Witch again, probably. In case it's something else, I have a little bit of leverage. Oh, I didn't realize this turn wasn't over yet. Alright, so negate AZORIUS, we're done. Oh, we are taking hits trying to get into position this game. Sedgemoor Witch. Alright, we're down to 6. Can he counter me here? And then, in which case, can I counter him? Die, die, everything dies. All right, I got a super expensive bounce in my hand. There's a couple of Fading Hopes. Do I want to waste everything on killing her? That's probably a good idea, though. Or is it a him? I think it's a dude. That's right. He's wearing no shirt there, is he? That was everything. I only had 1 mana left. I should have put out the other. Yep, that was a mistake. That was a huge mistake on my part. All right, this is for Disdainful Stroke. Not that jerk again. Nothing I can do about it. My turn. Okay. 3 life to be able to kill her, huh? This is turning to be a slow game. The problem is that I cannot block Sedgemoor Witch there. But we were able to take out Lear. I paid it. Let's see, do I have good things to come back from here? Not really. That means you. Come on, back! Less than 2 permanent. I don't have any creatures to put out at this point. I do have Memory Deluge. So let's punt. Any creatures here? Another Restoration. 1. And I guess another Memory Deluge. There we go. All right, I got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do it. I could do it. There's a long way to go. I guess I have my other one that's coming back here in a bit, in a jiff. This is an instant. We're good. The turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't seem to protect myself from that guy, can I? I'll need to probably have to use my negate to protect my creatures. Wait a second, kill Lear. Let's just do that. I don't know why I've been dorking around. I just forgot they even had it. Decline. All right, we're doing really good at this point. Let's crew up off of your snotty pants there. All right, we got him down to 20. Go for the kill. Oh well. All right, we got a guy. We got a Hullbreaker. And we'll send in the bank busting crew. $16. All right, good game. I wonder why. That's why. Hate my name. Salute. Victory. All right, so here we are with, what was it, Premium Mythic, AZORIUS Control. And yeah, if you are a control player, this is the deck for you. Man, this was nasty. This was, so it's like, this is the way I felt. Like, this deck was playing chess. So if you're playing against somebody who's playing checkers, you just dominated them. You were just toying with them like a cat toys with mice, right? If you played against somebody who's brought their own chess game with them, then you were playing chess with them. And it was intense, and it was back and forth, and control and think ahead, lots of that stuff. So if you are a big brain magic card thinker, this is a great deck. If you're the kind of person that likes to come in and just swap people aside when they come at you with their mono red aggro decks or whatever, this is a great deck. Let's see. So who was the real winners here? I mean, it was all of the control. The thing, we never saw Legion Angel at all. What I loved was wiping the board, right? Hullbreaker Horror coming out and having your little cards for popping and sending things back to the hand, or rescuing Hullbreaker Horror. I wonder why Negates do that so many times, where you usually get one from one and one from another. I don't know, it's kind of weird. So, but like being able to kill, what else do we have that does kill? Wandering Emperor kills, and then you got this kill. You got the ability to stop them from casting spells. You got Disdainful Stroke. You got lots of control in this deck over and over again. We never saw this Planeswalker come out. I'm not even sure he does. And the Restoration of Eiganjo. This guy was great. I mean, he was a good card. He was good because what was great about him is the fact that he came out, helped you get your land, and then the second turn was always dumb. But then you got a 3/4 with Vigilance, and then whenever it attacked or blocked, you got that 1/1 token. It wasn't so much that it was a great card, but is that it just helped maintain board presence. And usually you could get like 2 creatures out of that. It was some turns of stuff happening and helping you to maintain a little bit of blockitude there, because you just need that, some sort of speed bump to keep yourself from getting slaughtered constantly. I liked having Emeria's Call. I like being able to put out 2 angels if you could. You can make it up to 7. It's just that sometimes if you're sitting there at 5 or 6 mana and you're just waiting for the rest of it to come, it's just not worth it. It's just put it out, right? So, yeah, I mean, it was a great deck. I can't say that any one card really stood out all that well. They all functioned very well. It was countering and killing. That's what you're really looking at there. All right, so let's rate this deck. Number 1, is it competitive? And I got out the Premium Mythic list, and my own test plays would say, yes, this is a very competitive deck. Very. So that puts it automatically into the A category. Number 2, was it fun? And yeah, it was a fun deck. So totes my goats, it was a fun deck. Lastly, is there a theme? Nope. Oh, how disappointing. No theme. So I'm sorry, no A+. It was just a standard A deck. The kind of deck you're going to want to play with all the time. Go and climb the ladder. This thing, if you are an Azorius control player, then this is the deck for you. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to relish in the theme that the deck puts together, the story it's trying to build. It's just a loose collection of awesomeness that does awesome things. But anyways, if you end up playing with this deck, and I bet you will, I bet you're going to have as much fun as I did. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.